I wore white to my sister-in-law's wedding because she told me to. 3 weeks before the wedding, Brianna called me specifically to discuss outfits. She said she was doing a white wedding theme where all the women in the bridal party and immediate family would wear white. She wanted photos to look ethereal, angelic, like a dream. I asked her 3 times if she was sure. She laughed and said she'd already told my mother-in-law and her bridesmaids. Everyone was doing it. I bought a beautiful white dress. Not bridal, not flashy, just elegant and appropriate for the theme she described. The morning of the wedding, I walked into the venue and immediately felt every eye in the room turn toward me. Not in a good way. The bridesmaids were in dusty rose. My mother-in-law was in navy blue. Every single woman there was wearing color. Except me. Brianna spotted me from across the room. Her face twisted into this perfect expression of shock and hurt. She ran to her mother crying, then to my husband's grandmother, then to anyone who would listen. She wore white to my wedding. Can you believe her? My husband grabbed my arm. What the hell are you doing? She told me to wear white. I pulled out my phone to show him the text thread, but when I scrolled to find her messages about the dress code, they were gone. Every single message about the white theme had been deleted from our conversation. I stood there, staring at my phone while Brianna's mother walked up to me. I think you should leave. You've embarrassed this family enough. I didn't leave. I sat in the back row during the ceremony while people whispered and pointed. My husband sat with his family on the other side of the aisle. He chose his seat carefully, away from me. At the reception, I was placed at a table near the kitchen with people I'd never met. Brianna made a speech about surrounding herself with people who truly supported her. She looked directly at me when she said it. My husband came to the table once. He leaned down and whispered that his mother wanted me to apologize to Brianna publicly, for the sake of family harmony. Apologize for what? Following her instructions? He shook his head like I was being difficult. She said she never told you to wear white. You're making her look bad on her wedding day. I spent the rest of the reception alone, scrolling through every app trying to find proof of what Brianna told me. I even checked my deleted folder. Empty. Then I remembered something. When Brianna first called me about the dress code, I'd been at my sister's house. My sister had been sitting right next to me during the entire conversation. I texted her, "Do you remember when Brianna called me about wearing white to the wedding?" My sister responded immediately, "Yes, you put her on speaker because you thought it was weird. I heard the whole thing." I showed my husband the text. He read it slowly. Then he looked at me with this expression I couldn't quite read. He walked over to Brianna and pulled her aside. I watched them argue in the corner for 10 minutes. Brianna kept shaking her head. My husband kept showing her his phone. Then Brianna's maid of honor walked up to them. She said something that made both of them freeze. My husband came back to my table. His face was pale. Brianna's maid of honor just told me something interesting. He sat down heavily. Apparently, Brianna complained to her 3 weeks ago about how she wished there was a way to make you look bad at the wedding. She said she had a plan. I stared at him. She set me up. The maid of honor said Brianna asked her to wear white too, but she thought it was a test and said no. My husband looked down at his hands. My family owes you an apology. I stood up from the table. Your family, not you? He couldn't answer. I drove home alone that night, not because anyone asked me to leave, because I finally understood something about the family I'd married into. Brianna had planned this for weeks, calculated every detail, deleted the evidence, and when the moment came, my husband believed her over me without hesitation. The apology came 3 days later. Not from Brianna, never from Brianna, from my mother-in-law, who admitted the maid of honor had shown her screenshots of Brianna bragging about the scheme. My husband apologized too, said he should have trusted me. But here's the thing about trust. Once someone shows you they don't have it, you can't unsee it. I filed for divorce 6 months later, not because of the dress, because when it mattered most, I was alone at a table by the kitchen, and my husband was across the room choosing his sister.